right? But if you're a man and you watch me struggle to put my carry-on in the overhead compartment and you don't offer to help, jail. What is wrong with you?
Yes.
Do women need men?
We have all independent girls worldwide. We have to say that we have
The reason why I don't have a boyfriend is because I'm very active
Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope you're doing well today. I'm not doing too bad myself. I've got a video for you here from Dating Right titled, "They are furious that men are refusing to help women." Honestly, women were the ones who told men that they don't need them anymore and that they can do things on their own, and men have listened. But now women are furious that men are not helping them out anymore whenever they need them, even though they were the ones that wanted independence. They wanted equality, and now they have it. But they are furious that men are not helping them anymore. But anyway, guys, not to waste any of your time, let's jump right to it.
Guys, I just realized there is no hope in mankind, literally. Today, I was at Roselands, went down the escalator. It was a bit wet. I slipped, banged my head, almost got my hair caught in the escalator, scabbed my knee, and literally everyone looked, but no one helped. No one helped. No one even asked me if I was okay. Legit. And look at my knee. Look at my knee. Like, are you kidding me?
This woman slipped, fell, and scrapped her knee. Adults and children understand that a scrapped knee is a minor injury and no big deal. They can endure it, and it can quickly heal. But of course, we're dealing with a modern woman here. She took something small and turned it into a big deal.
You left your toddler on the top of the stairs. You went down, set your camera up, went back up, and lifted up your toddler and the stroller with no issues whatsoever. But you're mad that the man that was standing there didn't offer to help you. The entitlement that some of y'all have is out of this world because you feel like you're just supposed to walk around and strangers are just supposed to jump to make your life more convenient. And what's crazy about this entire video, I bet you if you asked that man for help, he would have simply just helped you with no problem. But because you didn't get what you wanted, you want to record him and try to embarrass him on the internet. But really, all you did was embarrass yourself because, again, you lifted that toddler with the stroller with no problem whatsoever. So you didn't even need help. You just felt entitled to being helped.
It is insane for that woman to leave her child unattended just to set up a camera to make a video about strangers not helping her. But of course, that would always be more important than her child's well-being, which shows how absolutely insane this is. If that woman had just asked that man for help, then this entire thing would have been avoided. But she chose to embarrass herself on social media rather than just asking for help. Absolutely insane.
Our generation is actually cooked, and I had to just come to this realization earlier today because yesterday I was bringing a desk into my apartment and I thought I would make a funny video about how I brought this desk in and no one offered to help me. So I made the caption, "Brought this desk in and not a single man offered to help me," because I do believe that men are good. I do believe in chivalry, and I think that there are men out there who would see a girl struggling and want to help her, right? So I was kind of shocked that not only in this experience, but in past experiences from moving in things into my apartment or doing whatever, lifting heavy things, that people just don't offer, especially men.
This woman had no problem lifting that table on her own. The reason why men didn't offer help was because they saw that she can lift the table on her own, in which case she doesn't need any help, or men recognized that she was making a video, and they probably didn't want to be put on the spotlight. In either case, it's not men's fault.
So I made this video and I posted it just thinking like it would be relatable. No. TikTok said, no, I'm going to humble you real quick. TikTok took my video and just shoved it in the wrong male audience. There are comments that say like, maybe if you weren't a 2 out of 10, someone would have helped you. And then another one was, why didn't you ask the bear for help? And then another one said, well, I bought ingredients for a sandwich and no woman came into the kitchen to help me. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, that's putting women in a category of all you're good for is making me food, you dumb little girl. me asking a man to help, not even asking, you're just assuming or hoping that a man would help a girl with lifting something heavy actually plays into their physiological design. Men literally are designed to love to help. Men's bodies are designed to be stronger than women, okay? Like, this is tapping into something that is actually like truth, that is not insulting. Like, I think you can do it, so it would be nice if you did it. And also, that video is so funny because it plays into a broader topic of like, you could replace man with human. I brought this desk in and no human offered to help me, because that really is the root of it. We are all so selfish as a society. We don't really want to help anyone. It's all about ourselves. That's the true form of Satanism.
Satanism? Ma'am, why didn't you just ask these men to help you? Why didn't you just ask men to help?
I'm just going to do a side tangent. Satanism is not the real worship of the devil. Satanism is the worship of yourself. Anyway, that's a side rant I could post another time. But the video is attracting, and I'm getting out-ratioed. And I don't care. Like, and this is another thing. Thank God. I love Jesus, and my identity is rooted in what he did on the cross, not what the internet says or what the world says about me. Because if I took my value in what the world said about me, A, my emotions would constantly be up and down, and 2, I would think I'm a 2 out of 10 loser, okay? So thank God that I don't, like, these comments don't affect me. But on a deeper level, it's like, wow, men really hate women. Because they're like, I thought you were an independent woman. Ask the bear. That's just so gross. It's like, if you see this, like, as a man, I would hope that the good men in my life, I know that they would say, no, as men, we need to stand up and change the path that we're going on as a society. I just think that the whole video, the whole comment section is such a red flag. The commenters are a red flag. The likers of the commenters are a red flag. It's like, it's the principle. Yes, I can lift a desk. Yes, I am strong. Thank God I have a working body that's able to do these things, right? But it's just the overarching principle that we don't want to help anyone, and especially men, they don't want to step up to the challenge. And they're trying to blame feminism. Feminism killed chivalry, okay? No, that's actually not true. Since the beginning of the time, that we love to say, oh, Eve sinned, women messed up the whole earth. No, actually, the Bible says that Eve was by herself. It was Adam's passivity and not putting his foot down and saying, no, Eve, we're not going to do that. That was the downfall of humanity, okay? So we see the same thing right now. Men just stepping back going, oh, look at the women, they're ruining it. Oh, the feminists, they're ruining it. No, as a man, you're designed to lead. Step up and lead and say, you know, we're going to put our foot down and we're going to bring back masculinity in the Christian way, in the respective way, not in like an overarching like patriarchy way. Do you know what I mean? I just, it's so disappointing. It's
wow, the land of make-believe.
This woman is clearly angry that her video got ratioed, as well as the types of comments that men made. One of her comments was a man saying that she should ask a bear for help, and that comment is pretty accurate. Women have antagonized men for quite some time now. When women were given a scenario where if they were lost in a forest, who would they want to encounter between a man and a bear? Women would always choose the bear over the man, because they see men as these evil and violent beings who sexually harass them. Now, I don't deny that there are men like that. But if a woman were to get lost in a forest, theirs is a low probability that she will encounter a man who would sexually harass her. And she also made a biblical reference and applied it to her situation, which was not very accurate. She blames Adam for the fall of man, that it was somehow Adam's fault, but that's actually not true. Eve was the one who was tempted and sinned. Now I understand that Adam sinned as well when the woman gave him the fruit and disobeyed God. However, this doesn't show that it was Adam's fault. No, Adam took responsibility of it all because of male headship. As the husband, Adam was responsible for Eve, and they both sinned. But Adam took responsibility of it all because of male headship. And going back at her what she said about feminism, feminism has indeed ruined things in today's world. Feminism has taught women to hate men and also encouraged them to be prideful, independent, and not need men. Women now have that. But when it comes to things like moving a table, it is somehow men's fault for not jumping in and helping them, even though they were the ones who said that they don't need men's help anymore and they can do things on their own. And men have listened, but it's still somehow their fault. It makes absolutely no sense. And lastly, going back to what she said about leadership. According to this woman, men should lead. But what she really means by that is that men should lead, but only when and how the woman wants it. But that's not leadership. That's just simping.
I just watched this guy stand with his hands on his hips, watching a woman struggle to lift and carry a kayak. He didn't even so much as flinch to offer any assistance, just stood there watching. And we wonder why women would rather just do life on their own.
And this is just not an issue for men in the U.S. Men all over the world apparently are joining this movement.
Some Korean men are refusing to help women. A few days ago, a woman in her 20s lost consciousness and fainted when she was on the subway. Apparently, there were a bunch of men in their 20s and 30s who refused to help, and saying something to the extent of, "It has nothing to do with me," which got the women on the internet pissed. According to the Korean woman, the reason being, all able-bodied Korean men have to serve military service. They do learn CPR in the military. So it was expected for men in their 20s and 30s who likely just got out of the military to jump in and help because they know how to do CPR. But a lot of the men on the train didn't. And their reason being, they did not want to be accused of sexual harassment. There were a few incidents where men were actually accused for sexual harassment, for trying to help the women. Back in 2014, a South Korean woman had actually tried to sue a male EMT paramedic for doing CPR and doing chest compressions on her. Although the paramedic wasn't charged or convicted with anything, since he was reported, he still had to go through an investigation. There was also another story shared of a Korean guy going up the steps in the subway station, and there was a woman in front of him seemingly about to fall. He put out his hands and tried to grab her from the back to prevent her from falling. The girl freaked out and called the police on him, and he ended up in the police station. That being said, these are all the men's side of the story. They'd rather be a bystander than getting their names tainted with SA. This all seems a little crazy to me. I mean, I get it if you don't want to touch the person because you don't know what's going on. At least call for help. What do you think?
Even when a man who is trained in CPR comes in and helps her, she still has the power to destroy his life by charging him for sexual assault. And because that's happening, men would rather be antagonized for not helping women rather than being charged with sexual assault. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's video there. If you have any thoughts about this, be sure to leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you liked the video, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. It will always be appreciated. And have a wonderful day. And, as always, I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.